And here is an example of how we can use the oak leaf stamps in the acorn with some beveling and some stems to make it look like a standard leather carving. I'm going to first stamp a border on this one. I'm going to use the number C431 camouflage tool, and I can put a guideline if I want, or I can very carefully stamp about 1/8 inch from the edge and stamp my border line nice and deep all the way down both sides of the belt. And now we're going to use the leaf stamps again and the acorn stamp. We'll start, of course, by using the one that goes to the left. And again, I'll angle it so that it points down the length of the belt. And as usual, I need to make sure that I get a good clean impression all the way around. And now we'll do the other side just as we did before. Again, I'd like to remind you that we are stamping our leather wetter than normal. And we will stagger our leaves all the way down the length of our belt. Next, we will stamp some acorns, and we'll do them in such a way as we can put stems coming off of them to flow down the belt as we've done before. And I think that's enough. We can now go to the swivel knife. For these cuts, I'm going to use the narrow 1/4 inch angle blade, and you'll notice now as I come off of these acorns, I make 2 cuts to create a stem. And we'll keep them going. We'll also come off the leaf the same way. 2 cuts to create a stem, keeping them flowing down the center of the belt. Very carefully. Keep them about 1/16 of an inch wide. Now, as we've finished most of our cuts off of the leaves and the acorns, we can fill in these open areas with stems. It's just a matter of making 2 cuts and a small cut at the tip. And we'll fill in, as you can see me doing here, with some short stems. And this is how our piece looks after we have completed all of the stem work. We'll now proceed to beveling. To do the beveling, I'm going to use 3 sizes of checkered bevelers, number B701, 702, and the very small B936. I will start now with the larger of the three, and I will very carefully bevel on both sides of all of my cuts. Now please note I am using a much lighter mallet than I did to do the heavy stamping, and I am not stamping real deep. These are small little lines, and if we stamp too deep, we will destroy the width and the integrity of these little stems. Very carefully, one side first, and we can turn it and do the other sides. I am doing the other side, as you can see, and I'm again beveling very lightly. And we're beveling the other side of all these stems. Now after we get all of the stems beveled, we can then bevel the leaves. And I can hit a little bit harder, not much, and go around the outer edge of the leaves. We'll also go around the outer edge of the acorns. Here again, very carefully and not stamping hard. You can turn it and do the other side. Take your time. There's a lot of beveling, and when you get to these smaller inside curves, such as here on the leaf, very carefully bevel the inside curves. This is a small tool, so do not hit real hard. So now you can continue your beveling. This is how our piece looks after we have completed all of the beveling. Please note that it now stands out from the background. We will now do the backgrounding, and I'm going to do that with a number A104 and an A104 1/2 for the smaller areas. First I'll use the larger one, and I will use that in the larger areas, as you can see here. Very careful now to use the pointed end to get down in these tight areas, and be careful not to mash down any of your stems. This will take some doing, so take your time and mat down all of the background area with this tool, and when the area gets smaller, use the smaller tool and very carefully mat it down. This will take some time. By the way, my leather is now quite dry, and that's the best for doing the backgrounding, when the leather is almost completely dry. Notice I'm very carefully getting up in the points in these leaves. I'm also getting up to the border all the way. And here's our piece all finished, ready for your favorite finishing and coloring technique.